Well, hello, my little sugar plums. Hi, my fly babies. I'm sorry, it's 6:15, and I was totally out to lunch. I was watching Lonesome Dove with my mom and dad on video because their cable is out as a result of Hurricane Irma still. So someone's coming over tomorrow, hopefully from Comcast, which is our local cable company, to fix it. I look like this because this is how I look when I don't prepare. Sorry. So hi, Jessica. We'll take a few minutes to say hey to everybody. I already have a dozen of you on here. Hello, just us three. Who else is on here tonight? Can't wait to talk to you. Carol Benny, good evening. Janet Solorzano, hi. Sue Ansel, hi. Hi. Hey, Tracy. Hi, Karen. Hey, Heidi. Hello, Mary. Heidi's my fly baby. Hello, Mary Stewart. Hi. All right, so let's talk about Juliewood. Let's not talk about Juliewood. Let's just say hey. Hi, Rachel. Melissa Morales Warming from Seattle. Hello. Hello, CRW. Curly Kiki. Oh, good. This will be a good one for you then. Hi, Laura. Hello, Ines from I don't know how to pronounce your city. Coimbra, Portugal? Hello. Hi, Stephanie. Good. I'm glad you liked the topic. It was from, I can't remember who asked me that question, but I told him I would do it for him tonight. Hi, Irene. Hi, Grosty family from North Carolina. Brandy. Hey, good to see you. I'm sorry I look like the wreck of the Hespers. I look pretty rough. Hi from Southern California, Donna Reed. How perfect. Your name is perfect for Southern California, or for California. Brandy Fulmer, we already said hey. Hey, Angela Lee from Missouri. Hi from Sri Lanka. I haven't seen Panchima for a while. Hey, Karen. Oh, Karen. I was thinking it was Karen or Mary, so it was Karen who wanted it, so I'm fulfilling my promise to you. Hi, Trina Pretty. Hello, just us three again. Oh, wait. Yay. What are we saying? That's Stephanie, just us three. Okay. Yay. Okay. Ines says that's right. Okay. Hi from Bonnie, Scotland. Well, hello. I wish I could do the little brogue, the little burr, but I'm not very good at it. Gonna be stashing this away from when my daughter starts school in a few years. Good, good, good. All right. It's been a couple of minutes. Hi from South Carolina, Ms. Mona. I look comfortable in my Alabama Crimson Tide shirt. Hi from Flagstaff, Arizona, Roxanne. Hey, Judy Spiegel from Duck, North Carolina. So good to say hey to everybody. All right, I used to live in Troutman, North Carolina for a short period of time, just north of Charlotte, and I can't think of the other city where they do all the race car stuff. Hi from Maria Doolin, Ireland. Hi, Maria. You're in Ireland. Now I know how to say stuff there. Top of the morning to you. I had Irish nuns. We couldn't even understand them when we first got them because they would say, open your book, we're going to look and learn how to cook. We said, what? All right. Now I can do that part. I can do the and I've been watching a movie called Outlander, which has this awesome Scottish stuff in it. I love it. All right, here we go. Ready? Hi. We're going to stop. We're going to start now, and we're going to talk about homework and before bed routines, because Karen wanted to know. She has children who are ADD, and I can't remember what the other challenge was. Was it Asperger's or on the spectrum or something like that? Something like that. So she has some high needs child, and then others that require constant supervision. So Karen was saying that she tends to do one child at a time with homework because otherwise they're all over the place. And then she's also, where do you think they get it, right? And she even admitted that. So she's kind of all over the place and ends up being a really long time before they get everything done and get their before bed routine done and everything. So I'm going to give you some suggestions tonight. And here's what I'm going to suggest. First of all, you're going to have to really buck up to do this, right? I know your kids are little still, but still, when they're in a school classroom setting, they have to do what the teacher says. and it's all of them at one time, and it's like spinning plates, but you can do it. It's going to take practice, but my suggestion is get them all seated, have a snack, make them run outside for a little bit or whatever you need to do to get them, focused, and then at the table, and you tell them, this is what we're doing. Mommy's going to set the alarm on the stove for 15 minutes. We're going to work hard for 15 minutes, and you're going to work as hard as you can on your thing, and I'm going to be here for all of you, but you can't keep asking me questions. I want you to do the best you can by yourself for 15 minutes. I'll make sure you understand the directions, okay? And then we'll set the alarm. So you make sure everybody has everything they need. So it's a good idea to have a homework station where you've got colored pencils and crayons and markers and paper and all of that. I see my Netherlands and Denmark people out there. Welcome, welcome. We're talking about homework. All right, so you've got everything you need. Everything you could possibly need, scissors, glue, whatever. Most of the time when kids have homework, it's worksheets in the United States that they bring home. So it's a math worksheet or a spelling worksheet or whatever. So you want them to work solo for 15 minutes. While they're working solo for 15 minutes, you can work with your child who has the high needs. And you explain that to them before you ever start. This is what's going to happen. And then everybody works solo. You made sure they understand their things. So it's going to take 15 minutes to get everybody set up. Then they're going to work. Okay, we're going to set the timer. Here we go. Good luck. I'm pulling for you. I know you can do it, right? That's what you're going to encourage. Encouraging words, never negatives, encouraging words. And then you're going to work with your high needs child. But still, the high needs child will eventually, depending on his level, I think it's a boy in your case, but either a girl or boy in everyone's case, if you have a high needs child, they have a level they can work to, and you'll learn to recognize that, and they'll get better and better and more able to work at a different level. But 15 minutes is going to be enough. So you work with your high needs child. The buzzer goes off. You tell your high needs child, who we're just going to call, let's give him a name, Noah. Hey, Noah, good job, buddy. High five. Mommy's so proud of you. Sit right there for just a minute. Let me turn off the buzzer. Boys or girls, you guys, I'm so proud of you for working by yourself. Let me see what you did. I'll tell you what, while I'm checking each one of your papers, you two can continue working. So who's finished? You're finished? Okay, continue working because I'm coming. I know you're going to do a good job on it. And now you check the first guy's paper. Great. And really, 15 minutes of concentrated work, if they're paying attention, could be all they have until they're older and able to work on their own. Probably not more than that. I'm praying. I really hate homework. Let me just say that right away. I hate it. I think it's mom work, and it's very frustrating at the end of the day, especially for working moms who've been at work all day long, and then they have to come home and they can't connect with their kids. They have to do homework. But let's not gripe. Let's just do what we have to do. So we're all going to buckle down. So you go from each child and you tell them what a great job they did. If there's any more work left to do, then we're going to reset and do it again. So let's say you still need to work with Noah. And so, and let's say that Jonah and Josh have done really great, but Tad, he's not done. So, okay, Noah and Tad are going to work. These guys can go play. Good job. Put your papers up. I'm very proud of you. High five. And Tad, you know what? This is extra hard work tonight, and you are doing a great job, buddy. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to set it for 15 more minutes. Do you understand what we have to do? Do I need to explain this one thing? Right? And then go. 15 minutes. Work with Noah some more. When the time is up, go back to Tad, or maybe Tad and Jonah, whomever, and let's look at their work. Good job. Oh, great. Okay. And if it's not great, you could say, okay, well, let me see, what did you think this meant? And you're going to let Noah do whatever he wants to at this point because he needs a break. He's been working for 30 minutes. So Noah's going to go, and you're going to work with Tad, and you're going to say, Tad, okay, I see you're having trouble with this math. Do you understand whatever it is? And re-explain it. Or say, you know what, I don't understand what you're trying to do either, because sometimes when you do homework with your kids and you think it makes perfect sense to do it this way, they'll have a hissy fit and say, no, we can't do it that way. The teacher won't let us. This is the way my children were. One of them especially would get, she was a little hyper and ADD, and she would get really upset if I wanted to do it the common sense way, right? She had to do it a particular way that didn't make any sense to me. So sometimes you have to write a note to the teacher and say, he was having a really hard time with this today. Can you work on this with him tomorrow? Because here's the deal. The teacher needs to know what your child needs and teach to that level, right? Now, I'm not a teacher, but I know that's her job, and I know she has a big job because she's got 32 kids maybe. But still, she needs to know that your child didn't understand the thing and that he worked for 30 minutes on this and was unable to do it. And you send a note into the teacher, and maybe you need to have a conversation with the teacher. But at some point, at 30 minutes, a little kid should be able to have their homework done, okay? So I hope that was helpful. A lot of praise, a lot of confidence, words of confidence. Ooh, the sun, sorry guys. I'm in this room, but it's the closest one to the machine, so it's the one I have to use. Okay, because the others gets pixelated. So that's what I would suggest you do. Okay, now let's talk about before bed routine. So now you're done. Let's say you did 30 minutes of homework, which should be enough. Now you're done, and kids can go play. Good job, kids. Let's put up your things. Now you can play. And you're going to go make dinner. Maybe your laundry was going the whole time. You can go switch your laundry over. If you're an at-home mom, that stuff was done during the day. But if you're a payroll mom, that stuff needs to be put in the dryer so it can go. And you've got your dinner cooking, so you go back in there, finish dinner. Kids have played for a while. Call them in for dinner. Everybody has dinner. You have good conversation at dinner. See, there's a teacher. Donna said she's a retired elementary school teacher, and I'm absolutely right about the homework. Let the teacher know. See? That's experience, isn't it, Donna? That's right. Okay, so we're not going to, oh, this is another thing. An elementary principal, school principal at my children's school changed my life and my children's life by sending a note home in the very beginning of their elementary years to all parents, and it said, your children's grades are not your grades. Bing! They're not your grades. They're your kids' grades. And you want your children to make good grades, but you're not going to do the perfectionist thing with your children. Don't do that to them. They're going to do the best they can with your encouragement and the teacher's encouragement. But their grades are not your grades. And if they fail to do things as they get older, they suffer the consequences, not you. They suffer the consequences. So, of course, you want your children to make great grades, but not at the expense of your home life, right? Any tips on homeschoolers with daily routines, still homeschooling in the morning? Yeah, remember, okay, here's a UK teacher. She says, I think your advice is great to help with homework. Good, Laura. I didn't know you were a retired teacher. Okay, so homeschoolers, here's the deal with homeschool. Homeschool does not take as long as school, as traditional school. And the reason And the reason it doesn't is because you are giving individual tutelage while a teacher is having to teach the whole class, and everybody sinks to the lowest level, really, as far as time goes. Because you've always got somebody who needs extra care, right? And so the other students are working on their own time, but there's a lot of filled in time. So when you're homeschooling, that time is really collapsed, and you don't have to take as long as a traditional classroom. And if you're homeschooling, I'm sure you've already figured that out. Plus, there are learning opportunities and daily activities as well. Remember again that you sleep for 8 hours. There are 16 hours in the day. You know the peak learning times for your children. That's the advantage of homeschooling. You know if they're better in the afternoon or better in the morning. But generally, school doesn't take very long. Maybe 3 hours. Am I right? It's a bit shorter, yeah. And so I just know that because my daughter homeschooled for a couple of years with her kids. And it was amazing. And she said, yeah, and it's very flexible. So you'll be able to do. Remember we figured out, maybe you weren't there, when we talked about how long it takes to do everything in the daytime. Even if you're doing the full 3-layer cake, the routines, the basic weekly plan, and the zones, 3 hours. So that's 13 hours left in the day. So you can do it. You have to be planful. You have to be firm. Do you remember your teacher that you loved the very best in school? And you made really good grades in her class, and you wouldn't dare upset her? I guarantee you that teacher was firm but kind. But she was firm. You didn't screw around in her classroom, right? Excuse the French. That's not French. Ooh la la. But you didn't mess up in her classroom. You didn't goof off, or you would be embarrassed because you loved her. Let's see what this said. 5 hours. In high school, done in 3 hours. Okay, 5 hours. But still, let's say you have 13 hours in the day after you do all your other stuff all plugged in. -5 is still 8 hours, right? So you can do it. You just have to be planful. Be planful. So just like a teacher has a plan, she's got a plan for the day. You've got to plan your day and work your plan, right? Okay, now let's back up. I hope I answered the question adequately on homeschooling. Let's go back to after dinner. So after dinner, everybody's going to help clean up. Yeah, it does. 6 different grades takes longer, but you have to imagine if you're doing 6 grades, and let's just say it's 1st through 6th, a 6th grader is much more independent, and a 5th and a 4th than a 1st and a 2nd, and a 3rd's getting there. So some of them are going to work independently. So it's still firm but kind. You have to be firm. You have to say, no, we're not playing. This is school. We're going to do our school now. And then afterwards we'll play. And I'm pulling for you. Remember that positive attitude. I know you can do this. So you can do it. I never homeschooled my children, so I don't know from personal experience. I only know through my child. And one of my Flylady friends is a homeschooling mom who's written a book called How to Give Your Children Wings Without Losing Yours. It's on eBay. I mean, it's in Amazon. So I thought that was a cool title for a really great book. And her kids stretch all the way from elementary school to graduated already. So she's awesome. What was that last comment I just saw? Feel better with this advice. I have homeschooled before and I'm about to start again. And here in Texas, I have a 10-year-old with ADD and a 12-year-old. I think that's so exciting. I would totally homeschool today. I would totally homeschool, but it didn't happen when my kids were little. I'm glad this is helpful. Okay, so, hey Jalen. So let's get into the before bed routine because that's what we were going for because Karen wanted to know about that too. So after the schooling is done and after dinner is done, then you're going to go to before bed routine. So if you're exhausted and the kids still have some ants in their pants, why don't you ask your husband to kind of keep an eye on the kids while you do your before bed routine? Because what happens if you don't get your before bed routine and you're super exhausted and then you do your kids before bed routine, you're going to be too tired to do your own. I totally remember laying in bed at night with my kids and falling asleep reading them their story, and then they're looking in your eyes and looking up your nose. Mommy, are you awake? It was exhausting. So sometimes it's important to do your before bed routine before them. So after you get the dinner dishes cleaned up and you fold your laundry if you're a payroll fly baby, go do your before bed routine. And then go with your kids to do their before bed routine. What's the before bed routine with kids? Let's go through this again. Pick up your toys in the living room or wherever we were playing. Go in your bedroom and put 4 new things in a brand new home. 4 things in a brand new home, and everything else that you've already established a home for, put those things away. You can't overwhelm them, but a little by little. If you just want to start with 4 and the next day those 4 again and then 4 new ones, eventually they'll know where everything is, because kids are sponges. Tell me I'm not telling the truth. Kids are sponges. They don't forget, especially if they have if they make the assignments. Where is the home? And so you have to take a little time for that. But once the toys are put away, then it's a bath, brush your teeth, put on your pajamas, put your dirty clothes in the hamper, hang your towel up, go pick out a book, go kiss daddy goodnight or mommy goodnight, and one of the parents reads a story. Now here's the commitment. 1 story, short story, or 1 chapter of a chapter book. And you can read a chapter book to several ages at one time. And that's it. That's no more. Firm but kind. But every night we get a story. Okay? And then they go to bed, and then you have your downtime. Because your kitchen is now clean. Your kids are in bed. Maybe you've done your before bed routine. It kind of woke you up a little bit. And now you can think about really what you want to do tomorrow. Make sure the kids' backpacks are by the door or whatever. And then go. So that's my answer to you. Now, we've been in here for almost 20 minutes, so I'm going to open it up for questions and do the very best I can as they scroll by so fast to answer them, okay? I hope that was helpful, and I can't wait to see what you have to say. And again, I apologize for my looks. No questions? I got some thumbs up. That's good. You know what? I love the thumbs up, and those are really helpful to me to know whether or not you really like a video when you watch it. I do like that. All right, no questions, but I know it takes a few seconds for them to come through. No questions about the before bed routine? Here's one. Single mommy, this is Just us three. That's Stephanie, right? Just us three. The advice is useful because it takes the guessing away. Guesswork. Both my children and I have a routine from Flylady Kat. Oh, that's great. Karen. Okay, this is the one who wanted it. Very helpful homework advice. Need to be firm and tell them the plan ahead of time. I did make out a chart with a list of all the aspects of homework, spelling, reading, etc. That's good. Don't make it too complicated. It overwhelms kids, right? So you want to keep everything simple. Okay, she said yes. Just as 3 said yes. I always tell my son, this is Laura Coffin, to pick up 4 toys, and he gets so busy counting, he ends up picking them all up. Whoop, whoop. I love it. Stephanie, that's right. Heather, struggling with our before bed routines with kids. Did this help, Heather? You know, firm but kind. Oh, let me give you a clue. I got this from, oh gosh, I can't think of his name right now. He's a Christian psychologist and he helps families. The family, I can't think of his name. Larry probably knows what it is if he's watching on here today. But he said to always give your children ample time. So you give them like 15 or 20 minutes and say, James Dobson, thank you, Donna Reed in Southern California. He said, give your children plenty of time. So you go tell them 15 or 20 minutes before, hey kids, in 15 or 20 minutes, we're going to do your before bed routine, or we're going to get ready for bed, whatever you want to call it. So, and pick something that works. Like if they're watching a program and it's over in 15 minutes, there you can say, okay, when the program's over, that's 15 minutes. And then 5 minutes before, give them another warning. And it's not a mean one. Roll Tide, Larry. It's just a warning. And you're going to say, okay, 5 more minutes, don't forget. And then we're going to start picking up our toys and get ready to go to, and you're kind, but you understand. That's being, to me, that's being respectful of your children. Instead of just jerking them up and saying, let's go do something, because you don't want to do that. You're in the middle of reading a good book and your husband says, hey, look at this that I found on YouTube. I need you to watch it right now. And you don't want to. Or you're watching your own thing. It's like, I will in a minute. No, you have to watch it now. You're going to love it. Ugh. You know, you don't like that. So don't do that to your babies. Just give them a couple minutes to get used to the idea, and then be firm. Now then, if they start doing what I call the back bend fits, and we all know what that means, imagine that in your head, you know, they're falling on the floor and going crazy, then you get firm. Absolutely not. We are not doing this. And then you have some consequences, natural consequences that they are choosing by way of their behavior. Now, children get really tired sometimes and they get cranky, and that's different, and you choose to ignore some of that stuff. But if they're just being bad, belligerent, then you be a little bit firm, but kind. Okay, let's see. I'm missing some things, and I'm going to have to go because it's been 22 minutes already. But thanks, Heather, for that. Okay, Stephanie says, at times my son, because of his ADHD, takes too long to complete his bedtime routines. The timer scares him. What can I do about it? How old is he? Is he little? You should be right there with him. Just be right there with him. He's got ADHD. You know, he can't control his impulses. So you be right there with him and say, okay, bud, get in the bathtub. Good job. And you know, coach him through it. Okay, wash your arms. Good. Let's wash your back. Okay, let me wash your back for you. Good. Wash your tummy, wash your legs, wash your privates, wash your feet. Okay, let's get out. I mean, rush them through it. Let's get out, dry off. Have you brushed your teeth? Did you brush your teeth before I came in here? You did. You're so great. Or, okay, let's get it done. Hang your towel up. Put your dirty clothes in the dirty clothes. Let's step into your PJs. Just walk them through it. You know, ADHD is hard. It's hard for adults, so it's really super hard for kids. You got to be there and guide them like the happy cop, right? Not the crappy cop. All right, let's see. What did I miss? And I'm going to have to go. He panics. Yeah, don't set the timer. Just be there with him. Just look at your clock, right? You don't want him to panic. Just want to, it's a happy time. They're trying to relax to go to bed. I never ended a request with okay. LOL. I've seen too many kids say no, it's not okay. Did I say that? Did I say okay? Well, don't say okay. That's exactly right. We're going to do this. You are going to do this. Very good. Okay. He's 10. Well, if he's 10, he's still little enough. You could kind of keep popping by the bathroom. Hey, bud, it's time to get out of the shower. Turn it off. Wash your hair. You know, little things like that, right? And when he gets out, smell his head, smell his breath. I do that to my 10-year-old grandson, and he thinks it's all right. Then I make him go back and get a shower again. Mr. B, look at the comment. Oh, Mr. B, there must be somebody in here I'm not seeing. Okay. Brandy says, I'm having trouble getting my teenagers to pick up after themselves. I feel like a broken record. Yeah, and that's true. You have to just repeat, 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 repeat. Just remember to change your attitude, firm but kind. And also, at the dinner table, talk about it. talk about consequences and what those consequences are. So my daughter, oh, Tori, I'm sorry you just missed it. Hey, Jenna. Not so well behaved. Regular work hours. Somebody's home with your kids, right, for bedtime if you're not there. So they'll have to do it. Anyway. All right. I'm going to answer this one last question and then go. I think Mr. B deleted the wrong person because I see something else in there. So anyway, I am going to answer this one question and go. And the question was, I can't remember. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked a little bit. So that's it. If I think of what it is, or if you can remember what it is, then thanks, Mr. B, then you can put it in the comments because I've forgotten the question. Sorry, because of that little sidetracky thing. But I think you guys are wonderful. I love you, and I want you to have a wonderful day. And remember that you are beautiful. Bye.